Hi friend. Hey. So, hi guys, and thank you for being with me. Again, I have some, personal problems and wasn't there for a couple of weeks, but now I'm back again. So, yeah, you should make a discuss post on Chessable. Yeah, sure. I would like to keep that in mind and really try maybe even for tomorrow to see how this will work. So thank you very much. I don't know. Could you please try to tell me is everything fine there on the stream, because I wasn't here for a while and maybe the stream is not perfect, so I have to make the settings on the OBS again, but we'll see how this will work. So let's start and see with one of a bleed game just to see how this worked today. So yeah, this guy used some main lines there, so it's quite, aggressive there, so we'll see what will happen there. I used to get those kind of setup in my game versus the international master. A few months ago I managed to get better position with black quite easily, so yeah, it was a lot of fun. Here also I think h4 is no anything there special, and it should be pretty much very good, position for black, because it's obviously allow me to kind of put all of the pieces into play. And now if I get a bishop on b7, probably this will be just the end of his dream to be better, so we'll see. I could on e5 even sacrifice maybe the rook on a7, on a8, because it looks like, I'll get the piece back. So yeah, queen g3 looks like the tempting move now. Bishop h6 doesn't do anything, so I really believe, get the bishop on b7. a3, now I have everything covered. Okay, now if he goes bishop h6, I could get knight e8, but I could also go just with the king h8 and see what will happen. Now I'll put the rook on c8, yeah, he has to go back. I could also at some point get with knight e7, knight e5, so it should be, quite nice position for me. So let's just continue with our main program, and here h6 of course. Now I could probably even, exchange the bishops there on on e7, so what could I do? Maybe knight h7, knight g5, queen e7, I'll get the rook on c4. Why not? Let's try to do something like this. It should be extremely good for me, so yeah. Nothing really is going on there. Now I could bring my knight even back, because there is nothing going on. Now knight e7, knight e5 is a treat, so he has to find a way how to reroute his pieces. Black is slightly better because, I didn't lose anything there, I didn't lose a pawn, my king is pretty safe, I could get this king even back, I will put my knight on e5, and if we try to compare this, what usually happens in the Khan or in the Savanigan, you will see that here I have pretty much everything correctly placed, so I don't have, to be worried about anything. So now the rook is hanging and the knight is hanging. Now we'll see what he will try to achieve, but it looks very, very bad for him. Now the knight is hanging, now the rook is hanging, so he obviously has a lot of problems there. If he goes with knight back, I could get my knight on e5, and I get a piece, so it should be enough for me. Queen e2 also allows me, I think, to go for knight e5 because... Or could I go for even bishop a6 now? The knight is pinned, so yeah, it looks awful for him. I'll pick up this guy, I get a knight on e5 and the game is practically over, I think. It's a clear piece because even though he has those pawns there on the queen side, I'll just pick one after the other, so all those pawns are weak and I just have to find a way how to start picking them. So maybe bishop. No, I could put my knight on c4 basically and then pick up this pawn. I could go for rook d8, but then on e5 he's saying, but okay, let's try to be, let's go for this move. I just has to be fast. Nothing really is going on there, so just start picking up the pawns. d5, why not? Okay. Do I miss something? I don't think so. 94 will be the end of the white dreams. Yep. Now queen e8 at some point will just demolish him. Oh. What happens here? I overlook. Wow. No, I didn't. Yeah. So I'll lose on time because... Okay. Never mind. Will you play some longer games? Yeah, sure. So I just make something for, getting into it. And now we'll see. So here I would like to make the another simul game, of course, to get some kind of the longer games to be able to, communicate with you guys and try to be as active as I could be. So the 30-minute game with a 30 seconds increment should be exactly what we are looking for. So let's see who wants to play. Dear Texas Otiger, thank you very much for the support, and yeah, I like it also, so I do my best. So we'll see who would like to play. For now, still anyone doesn't want to play, so we'll stay in touch. So here is the book about which Texas Otiger start, saying something. I'm really proud about this book because I managed to get almost 500 sales. I get between 19 and 20 hours of a video. Probably will do even more in the next months. Now I'm working on the book from the white perspective. It will be kind of a different approach than I used to get until now, because okay, with black pieces you always could try to force some very aggressive openings or try to go for the very tough one. With white you usually could kind of put everything together and start to be slightly more direct, because with white you used to know many much more lines than with black, and if you have much wider range of the opening that you have to go for, then you have the problem, especially if you are not a professional player, of course, because you don't have the time to go for all of them. You don't have, you know, the clear repertoire to use, because it's wide. It's usually very wide range of the opening there, so you have to use a lot of the material. You have to study it for a long time, and then you will always get the positions where, you know, the opponents will not know the theory. You will get the better position, but if you don't know how to use your resources, you'll get even in trouble. So I'll try to or I really try hard to get some kind of the repertoire which will kind of, you know, decrease the number of variations. Like the Christoph do the great thing with keep it simple with e4. Here, to be honest, I will go with lines that will be even more simplified than the Christophs, because I have some, you know, systems that I use in the past few years that serves me incredibly well. I use to be honest, I use also the Trompovsky, which is kind of the opening that also one other very great writer makes. So I didn't go for the Trompovsky. Maybe at some moment, or maybe at some time, I will like to get even something similar. To be honest, my repertoire is kind of a different. I do not go for the lines that he go for, but you know, it's kind of a similar thing, so it's not good for anyone to kind of repeat the lines. So all together with the Trompovsky, I play the red driver draper. I'm not getting the e4 repertoire. I will basically go for one d4 repertoire, and then I will there try to decrease the number of variations and getting the clear plans, patterns, and the fundamentals that will be basically based on some wider, you know, range of the variations. I would like to get out of the book. For instance, on d4, d5, I would like to get for the bishop g5, which is kind of the odd move, but especially at the club level, you know, this serves even me very good at very solid level. 2300, 2400, okay, more 2450. I didn't play for years, but you know, if I could play against 2400 people, it means that it's nothing wrong with it. Okay, if you play against, you know, Super GM, it will not work, but you know, club level and at the level where I play, you could get very nice positions. So yeah, the Torre attack and some kind of the weird lines will be my main choice. There I would like to show you basically the fundamentals, the patterns, the ideas that are behind those systems, and mainly I will not only show how to play in the opening, I will basically try to show how you plan after it, how to play those positions, to be honest, from the really beginning, from the opening to late kind of the middle games, which are quite, you know, direct there, because you have some kind of the opening repertoire which you could, you know, use on your own way. So in every single of those lines you could get slightly more adventurous, you could go slightly more, you know, on the solid ground. So you decide, you choose, and I like to be aggressive, so my idea is use the Trompovsky or Torre to be aggressive. If you would like to play more positional chess, you could use these lines to get on this way. So I think that for anyone this will be kind of a nice process. So yeah, here we have a lot of the guys, so I will just, you know, accept every single one. So we have a lot of action there. So we have 13 players, 16 players here. Hi to all. Thank you for being here. You could take a look at the live stream here. So, as I mentioned, I hope that many of you guys, you know, did take a look at the streams before. Great. So, long time, yeah, dear Jim T, I having some, personal stuffs and problems, unfortunately, but now this is behind, and I think that from now on we will be together, regularly, few days in a week. So, yep. Again, we have kind of a 16 players, so we'll like to get 20 maybe, and then start from there. No, it's fine. It's nothing really, very very unfortunate, but yeah, it happens from time to time. But never mind. In the meantime, I play also some kind of the games in the Croatian League. I managed to win one game against the International Master. I get many good games, unfortunately. Make a couple of draws, but I'm kind of not regular in the game, so I don't have the concentration from the beginning to the end, so eventually some of those pretty strong guys manage to escape. But never mind. Yeah, it's like this. When you play, in chess also, when you start playing more and more, you get more of a concentration, which is very important for a chess player. And if you don't play and don't go for the games regularly, then you have the problem, mainly with the concentration, because we play 1 hour 30 minutes plus increment the games, and I use maybe even 45 minutes just to start concentrating myself, and then I have very big problems in the time trouble especially. So, but never mind. Are you close to became? No, unfortunately, Jim, I don't used to go in the tournaments where I could get the norm. For instance, I play until now in the league against 6 international masters. I managed to lose one game, to be honest, in the time trouble. I win one and make a couple of draws, but with 24 and plus. But I don't really have time to go and start getting the games in the tournaments where I have 3 countries and so on and so on. So I couldn't get the norms. But I think that yeah, it needed 3 different countries to be involved in the norms. So it's a kind of the hard way if you don't straightforwardly go for the tournaments which are dedicated to the norms. So yeah, but I'll try in the next couple of years for sure. I decided to try to go for the norm. I'm pretty sure that I will manage to get that if everything will be fine. So okay, now we could try. I will start this simul. I play 23 games, so we'll see. For anyone who didn't take a look at the streams until now, what I really like to do is to make the streams that will be practically good for anyone who take a look. I always try to do hard to use everything that I know to try to explain basically to anyone who start playing or looking at a stream, to be involved, to ask the question if it has, and of course in the streams I always try to use, of course, the repertoire in the opening which I really like. So, and I make quite a few books, to be honest, 2 on the Chessable. My repertoire is dedicated to the Sicilian, today it's very popular, Sveshnikov main line, which even Magnus Carlsen use now regularly. So yeah, I played for a number of years now. I have a nice results with it. So yeah, I made a book about it, and then I make the book about the King's Indian, which is my favorite opening from the beginning with black. So I used to go for the King's Indian almost whole my life. So I think that this is the best, or this is the opening that I know, just very deep. And with d4 d5, okay, let's try to introduce something that I will speak about and that I will make a book. Is the bishop g5 is it's kind of a move which it's not regularly played, but I don't think that is so bad, to be honest. And here I would like to go for the Trompovsky, and again with the Trompovsky, and here the King's Indian again. So, but it's kind of the odd move which allow you, especially at a club level, to get very playable positions there. So my idea is to kind of get the people out of a book, and also do and go for something which is kind of aggressive. So you will see the idea behind the move bishop g5. In the close Sicilian I like to get with a6 move, which allows me to go first in the advance on the queen side, and Trompovsky again, bishop g5, bishop c4. It's a kind of the attempt to, you know, play and start to use some tricks in the opening. Queen f3 regularly, some guys play and then try to, you know, checkmate you on f7, so like shouldn't allow that, of course, and get for the e6. g6 is the king's Indian that I like, and here also g6 is the main move which I use for years now. Bishop g5 again, knight c3 g6, so you see I try to be a knight c3 again, so a6 is the pattern that I use over and over again. Knight f3, and the main Sveshnikov is knight c6, queen f3, okay. It's kind of a move which even Magnus I saw at some blitz games to be honest to play, not here I think, but in some other systems. Yep. The problem is that queen goes out too early, and if you are really not, you know, very strong opponent, you will have and you will face many problems, because you will have to get with the queen every single move. So it's not the best possible move, of course, there to start playing. f6 is one of the main line I would like to get for the bishop d2 is the line which I will show in the book. You could get here bishop f4, which is also playable, but I like the move bishop d2. e6. Now, this is the straightforward move which doesn't allow white idea to go through. So the Trompovsky like to take the knight on f6 and compromise the pawn structure, and then after that play in the long run for a little bit better pawn structure. So here with e6, black completely ignored that, doesn't allow me to take on f6 and, you know, get the favorable pawn structure. So he would like to get with the queen on f6, and my idea is now to not get bishop f6, but to get the strong center by getting the pawn on e4. To be honest, this is also possible here, but I don't like to exchange my bishop for the knight now when the queen could take on f6, so I start preparing this by getting knight e2. Now e4 is in the air, knight f6, again knight e2, I don't like to get this when d5 is on the board, bishop g7, e6 again, so why not to take the same line again, knight e2. Now of course e4 is possible, I don't like to get e4, so nothing. And now you can see, you know, when someone used to get checkmate in a couple of moves, then usually this doesn't work. And here also, because now after bishop c4 I could get knight e5. Now this knight will defend this pawn, will attack the queen and the bishop, and he will use a couple of moves just to go back and back and back, and I will use this to get a better and better position there. Knight c3 bishop g7, g3 bishop g7, so it's a quite norm position there. Here I could get knight e2 again, yep, knight c6, and now e3. Okay, bishop g2 castle, e6, now e4 is not possible, so let's start to get e3, bishop g7, c3, bishop g7 again, so every single scheme is, you know, very close there. On c5 I would like to get c3, d5, knight e2, so you see I use almost the same pattern or the position over and over again. Here we go for the main line of the Sveshnikov, which is very good for me, bishop h4 of course, and now f4. So, and I don't like this from, to be honest, from white perspective, because now black will get very straightforward play on the queen side, castle there. Now I could get e4, so why not? Knight f3, b5, let's start to be aggressive. Yeah, queen b3. So now you see how many of the moves he used just, you know, to exchange the pieces there. And now e5. And now I have a few moves. I have a move like knight f3 to force e4, then to go back and start playing on the dark squares. I could go even for d takes on e5 and then for c4. I could even get the c4 immediate. So let's see what will happen. Knight e2, f6, now bishop goes to f4. Knight f6 is the Sveshnikov main line, and now d6, King's Indian, clearly the main system which I use, and now g6. So now black offer me the chance to exchange this knight, to compromise the pawn structure, and then go for the play on the dark squares. So I'll show you how to do that. Here d6, after c5, e3 is main move, of course. Knight f3 castle first, and then you'll see what you could do next, the main line of the Sveshnikov, and after e4 I would like to get, I could get, to be honest, even c5 or first d4. Why not d4 first? b6 again allow me to get e4, so why not? Knight f3, bishop b7, so I could take the pawn there, and here why not to get c4? Takes there, I could take the pawn on d5, let's sacrifice a pawn there, knight goes on f3, queen c4 e6, bishop goes to d3, and e5. So this is kind of the main line in the okay, f4, bishop goes to e2, bishop goes to b7, and now e5. So I have a perfect scenario there. And now c6. So here we have one of the main positions in the King's Indian. This is the fianchetto variation where white doesn't used to get, you know, black any kind of initiative on the king side. So he obviously sacrificed the straightforward advantage and not getting the e4 pawn there, but it's very quiet setup, which is positionally very sound for white. And to be honest, is not the best possible thing that you could face with black, because if you like to get for the King's Indian, then you obviously would like to get the positions where you could start to be extremely aggressive. Here, if you want to be aggressive, you will have to find a way how to do that, because straightforwardly with the main plan by getting e5 and then f5 is almost impossible, because this bishop on g2 is a monster. It protect the king, it make a long-term advantage on this long light diagonal for white, so you have to get something else. And I came here with a plan which I will show you here, with c6 and queen a5. In the book I show even more aggressive plan by getting knight on c6, so you can use both of them here. Let's try the c6 now. Knight goes to c3. Now again we have the fianchetto variation, so again we'll go for the c6, the same principle, the same strategy. Castle of course there. Knight d2. Yeah, now to be honest, you know, this move is just not the right one, because white usually wants to get this knight on c3 in order to get this and free this bishop for going into play, and then at some point to get the e4. Now when he go for the knight e2, he kind of getting the knight on the worst possible square, because first of all this knight there on d2 doesn't do anything, and then also this bishop couldn't go out. So he would like, I think, go for b3 and bishop e2, but now I'll start to be very aggressive. So I will get the queen on a5 and queen on h5 and start advancing on the king side. So queen a5, e3, now I will go for b6 and c5 there on the queen side, and e3. So I would like to play with the pawns there. Bishop goes to d3, knight e2, and now c5, bishop f5 and e3. Okay, knight c3, this is the main kind of the Sveshnikov, so let's go for e5. Let's see what white has there. e5, h3, bishop goes, I could go here or here, I could even exchange this bishop. Let's go for c5 first, see from there. And queen a5 as I mentioned before, so let's start to be aggressive there. Knight goes on e4. What is not good here? Something is wrong. Knight e4 will run into bishop g5. If I take on e7, queen e7, knight e4, d4, c3, what will happen there? I'm not sure. So c3, c5, I will not have enough. Okay, let's go back on e3 for a moment. Castle, and if I now, why not to take a pawn there? Bishop e7, knight goes on e2. Why not to take a pawn again? Okay. Knight c6. I would like to pick up this guy. Queen c1. Where is the idea behind this move? I'm not really sure. Let's get the bishop on f5 first. Knight e2, queen d2. Knight a4, bishop pick on e4. And we get a clear pawn. Here, what I want to do is to get g3, bishop g2, put the bishop on this long diagonal, and then start to organize the play on the queen side. So it's a thing that you should get in the Trompowsky. Like here, I would like to get my other bishop on very active square. Knight goes on f3, of course. Queen goes on d5. Now I will pick up this guy. I will sacrifice a pawn there. I'll show you for the great, activities. So it's not a problem for me. Queen goes on e4, check. Okay, I'll try to get a queen also there. Why not? Castle, it's not a problem. And now queen c2 again. So knight e2, queen c2, it's kind of a setup which doesn't look, as aggressive as should be. So why not to start immediate activity on the king side? And now d4. Okay, and it looks like, to be honest, that white will start opening the game there. But is this worth the pawn which I take for nothing there? Let's pick up. e4, d6. b6, castle. Knight f3. So in the Sveshnikov, this is just a bad move because it allows bishop to go on b4 and organize kind of a nice adventure on the white position. First of all, because the pawn on e4 will be weak, and then also here the main problem that black has is the problem of a d6 square, which if he goes for knight f3 is not very straightforward now, because this knight on f3 is just misplaced completely. So bishop b4. d5, bishop goes to g2. Then a6, just the same pattern, the same principle, so all and over again. And here now I could take on d5, to be honest, because now he forced me to do this and lose even more time in order to get there. Knight c5. Let's go. I could even take on f3, or let's go here. Bishop d2 and queen h5, as in the first example. Knight f5. Okay, knight f5 is a move which could be made here, but now d5 is possible. Queen goes to b6. Now I could go even for rook b1. The move which is not weak at all, because it defends everything and prepares c3. So let's see what he will try to do. Castle, now the knight is hanging, so let's go for e6. E exchange on f6. Now I would like to insert h3 to see what will happen. c5, c3, of course. Exchange on d4, exchange on d4, a3. And now I could try to get the position where probably I could try to exchange this bishop. Bishop g4, then I could pick up this guy and then reroute my knight on d7, potentially on f8, d6, d4. I could also try to get my bishop on d7 and then knight e8 to start playing with the bishop, but let's try to go for the bishop g4 here. Knight goes on d4. Okay, let's go with knight f6. Nothing is here really. Okay, f5. It looks like I could take on f6. Here I could pick this pawn there. f3, and now of course I will get my bishop back. E takes on f6. Let's go for c4, of course. Start opening the game there. And here, quiet move, queen e2, so rook e1 will came, and so on and so on. d5 is the move which white used to play in order to exchange a few pawns and try to be, in the draw mode, but I will not, just get into a draw straightforwardly. So we'll take a look into this line a little bit more in deep. Here after g5, okay, I will go for, I could, to be honest, even take on c5 now, because what he wants to achieve is to get g4. I could wait until he take on d4 and then take with the knight, or I could first take on c5 and then get the bishop back. I like this a little bit more. Knight goes on c6, of course, a4, and now I would like just to get b6 and the bishop e7. Bishop d2 allows me to go for a d5, or could I take here and then here? Which move could be better? Yep, let's pick up this guy. Knight c6. Now he offers me a pretty straightforward way of playing again. Let's go for e5. Rook e1, bishop goes to h3, of course. Bishop f5, knight c3. Okay, bishop d6, and now of course knight e5. So this is now the scenario where I think white should be much better, and here, yeah, doesn't look, promising for him. h6 and g5, let's start some action there. Bishop e2, I would like to castle first. And here after knight c5, just go back with the bishop. Queen d8, rook d8. Bishop h5, and now knight, no, let's go for g4, and then e3. Let's pick up this guy. Knight d7. Let's exchange this guy. Let's get on c5. Let's get d6, queen e7, and f4. So f5, knight e2, rook b1. So in order, to get kind of a play on the queen side, but I'm not afraid about that. It's nothing after b6. And here after bishop g5, so he tried to get, or tried to place the pieces on the squares from which I will not be able to go for my main plan, which is e5. So now if you go for e5, d5, d5, queen d8, rook d8, knight d5, I will obviously lose at least the exchange because my knight is pinned. So here white forces you to get something else, and you don't want to get here e5, you want to get c5, especially when the bishop could be misplaced on g5, because after c5 in all of the variations bishop belongs to e3. So I have here tricky move a6, and my idea is to switch off from the King's Indian to the Bengal Gambit, and when I go for a6 the next move is c5, d5, b5, and he is not in time to close everything on the queen side by getting the a4. So a6 is very tricky move to go for. Let's go for the King's Indian. And here, yeah, why not just to get for b6, it's nothing really happening there. Here I could go for c3, I could go for the castle, I could castle even on the long side, which is very, very attractive way of play here for me, to be honest. Now, what I want to do, let's go for c3 first. Knight b4, okay, now this guy is hanging. Do I make something wrong there? Yeah, here I make a big mistake. Let's go for knight g3. Okay, knight g5, so h6, e5, no, let's try with knight b3. Knight e5, this doesn't look great for him. Bishop e7 and rook e1. The last piece came into play, and here I would like to pick up this guy. Bishop e5, now he will lose a piece, I'll show you how. Bishop on g6 and e3. Knight c2, king d1. Okay. Okay, and now, okay, b5 not immediately, because of course he could pick up the pawn. First of all, I go for a c5. Knight goes to d3. This is interesting, but I'm quite sure that it doesn't, mean anything there. So let's go with the knight on f6. e4 now. Now I could bring my bishop back to to g4 and start pinning this knight, not allowing him to go out. I could take this guy, b6, castle long, knight f7. What is this? Where this knight will go? Okay, let's go for knight c3. c6. I would like to exchange on d5 again. Okay, now rook c8 looks like, you know, something that I... No, bishop a6 possible there, probably. Let's start closing the game on the queen side. Getting some space, and we'll see from there. Bishop c2. Knight e7. Now he offers me a lot of the space there on the king side. So could I use this bishop, or I should exchange the bishop? I would like to exchange the bishop just to get one of the defender out of the square. Now castle there on the king side. dc5, queen a5 is a well-known trick. b3. Let's go for a5. Knight e5, and now just check on a5, and I'll pick up this guy on e5. And here, yeah, I have... So his only resource here that he has, unfortunately, is queen g5. So I couldn't go here for something like queen g4 or queen h5, because he will went for queen h5, queen g5, sorry, and then he could try, you know, to exchange a couple of pieces there in order to free the game. So I have to be, you know, patient here and start to organize the attack with the rook on f3, for instance, b3, b5, so why not to get a space there. Bishop goes on e6. Now I would like to get h4 here. Knight b3, where is the idea behind this move? Let's start getting the pieces into play. Bishop b4, a3, bishop b2, d6, queen g5. Yeah, but unfortunately for him this doesn't work now, because I will eventually go for rook g3. Now this queen has to go somewhere, and here knight goes on d7, knight f3, knight f6, a6, queen d2, this pawn, could I protect the pawn? Why not? f5. Okay, I should open the game there, so let's pick up this guy. d3, knight c7, so my idea is eventually to get d4 square. Queen goes on d5, knight goes... I could get my knight on e2 and then on c3, or I could get a knight on f3. Why not to get a knight on e2? Queen e1, bishop goes to e7, there is nothing to be worried about. Bishop e7, and now I could bring my rook there, or I could force, you know, h4 and then c from there. I don't like to get e5 soon, so let's go for bishop f4 first, c from there. Okay, now this will be just bad for him. Castle, queen takes on c5, and I'm pretty fine. Okay, what now? Rook h3. Maybe I managed to checkmate him there. Bishop e2. Why this one? Let's try to get here. Knight here. Now knight should be there. So knight f3, but then this knight will go on e4. I could exchange this knight, but this knight is misplaced. So I have to find a way how to get every single piece here in the action. Let's go for knight g3 here. Queen b3, I'm not, you know, c6, knight goes to d2. Queen goes to b2, knight goes on e4, of course. c4 will just lead into bishop b7 back. And now let's free for the knight e4. Here, queen d1, run into knight e4 probably, I think. Yep, knight picks the pawn. Okay, this is not a disaster. And now this rook goes on. Could I get this rook from h? Yeah, I would like to get this rook there. Castle, bishop goes to e7, bishop e3. And now queen h5, queen a5, queen c7. I would like to get my queen back on a5, c3, and I just pick up the piece and it's over there. Here I will pick up this pawn. And here, okay, he get the pawn, but I get, you know, the position there, so I have a bishop pair there, and let's start to be aggressive. Here, let's go for bishop b4. Okay. Oh, what happens here? Knight e7, queen e2, so let's get every single piece into a game. Knight goes on d2. Okay, and now what I could do is start doing two things. Start attacking the pawn there, or start to make the action with g4, g5. I would like to be positional here, and let's go for rook e2. Queen goes on e3. Sure. Knight goes to c6. Let's start to exchange a few pieces here. I'm very interested how he will go out with this knight. Knight e6, so my idea is to catch the d4 square, and here knight goes on c3, of course. Okay, and now bishop f6, where this knight will go. Rook d1, probably. Okay, let's go for rook f1 now. Rook h5 is the idea. Here let's go for the rook e1, let's start picking the pawn on e6. Okay, now we'll have a couple of pieces, and let's try to castle there. Okay, let's get a knight into a play. Knight c6, bishop picks on c6, queen c2, it's pretty much k move. Knight goes on c6. I could also here start with the bishop g4, which is even better move, I think. Okay, rook b1. Okay, this doesn't look promising for him. If I could get those kind of the moves. Knight e6. Let's check. Queen c2, and then I could go for c5 or e5. Let's go for e5. King goes on c2. Bishop e3, bishop e7. Now knight d8, of course, not a draw. I'm pretty much better here for obvious reasons, so let's start to be aggressive as we can be with g4. And here we could start, you know, to get some pieces there on d4. I could also start to play with f5 at some moment, so let's first to get the knight on d4. f6, but where this queen will go, I'm very interested to see. After rook on h5, he couldn't find a way how to continue, so the game is over. Knight goes here. Now I could start with d5 to organize the active play. Here is just the piece for me, so it's kind of the obvious way how to win the game instantly. And let's start to castle there. Knight e2. Oh, he is here very tough. g5. h3, I'll pick up the knight, and let's go with the rook on e1. Let's start picking some pawns there, right? Castle, bishop b4, queen goes on b3, or rook c1 is interesting, queen. Okay, let's go for queen b3. Knight e4, why not to pick this knight? Knight e2, and now let's start to use the rooks on the open files. Okay, e5, bishop h4. Interesting, but not enough, I think. This bishop is lost. Knight a3. This is the interesting way of playing, but it's not good at all. Yeah, now f5 is in the air. e5 is not possible, so it's very bad for him. And now b3. Rook a1. Knight goes on c6. Okay. Bishop goes on e2. Okay, let's castle there. Rook d1, queen goes where? c7. Okay. Okay, and now let's try to get all of the pieces there. Of course, this queen e7 is just lost. It's a piece for me here. I get a queen, so it's resignable. Knight c6. Everything is fine for me. Bishop b2. And now let's start to open the game. Let's go for rook d8 first. Then rook e8. Yeah, but here he could resign immediately, so I don't see the point in playing here. Let's go with the rook on d1. And now I would like to play against d5 pawn. Very easily to spot. Okay. Okay, now d5, why not to break in the center? Yeah, but now I will pick up the pawn on e6. Let's pick up the bishop there on c5. And d6 and e5, of course. c4. Knight e7. Okay, let's pick up with the pawn there, of course. Rook d4. Now e5 and d4. Works or not? Why not? Knight f5. Let's go with the king on b1. Queen e6. Rook. Interesting move. Check. Knight f5, okay, and then bishop takes on. Okay. Let's get with the bishop there, and now this knight could get on f6 probably. Okay. Yeah, I'm just winning in all of those games, I'm pretty sure. And now here, okay, let's go for rook e8. Exchange on c4. Knight takes there, so I could take this guy. And now knight takes on d5, or no, maybe bishop d5, bishop f3, and then knight d5. It's also possible. It's a clear piece, so it's not the problem here for me. Here, let's go for d4. Let's go for bishop c5. And now let's go for e5, so as in every game that I could start playing there. Here I'm not a fan about these moves again. It's clearly not enough for him. Okay, now I have a couple of pieces there which are, you know, extremely good. c6. Let's start to be aggressive there. Rook e6. And now I will not exchange the rook, but I could. a3. Rook f to c8. It's a tricky move. Knight goes on f3, so my idea is to play against this bishop on b7, and here of course e5. This pawn on e4 will hang, so let's go for... Yeah, now it's pretty interesting, because what I could do is to sacrifice the knight on e4, so I could pick up on d4, then on e4, and then see from there. Why not? Rook d1, knight e5, okay, queen g3, but what is happening there I'm not entirely sure. Even knight e4 is pretty interesting move, to be honest. Let's see. Bishop d3, but this is, you know, just a clear piece, so it should be resignable for him. Queen goes back, bishop goes back. Here. c4, exchange this guy. Knight h4, knight goes on f3. Nope. Okay. Knight e7, bishop f5. This is the move that I like. rook d1 and then knight e5. Now the pawn on c4 is hanging. This guy is very weak here, so we could start attacking those pawns there. Queen on c6 is the nice move here. I would like just to get incredible, aggressiveness on the queen side. So let's start with queen b3, f6, just hold on. Knight e4 is not playable because of the queen b4, but I could first of all castle there and see from there. Castle, bishop e6 is just a piece, so it should be resignable for him. Here I could pick up on g4, and here I have whatever I like, so I could start with even c5. I could like to get d5 here. Everything looks correct, so let's start opening the game with d5. King goes there, and now I would like to get an exchange of one knight there, so let's go here. Bishop b3. Okay. Okay. Rook e1. Pretty interesting move. You just say to me, okay, let's show me what you can. And I couldn't break here immediately, so I have to be patient. Maybe f6 and g5, maybe g5 immediately, but it doesn't work because the queen is on c1. It was clever move, but bishop f6. Let's start to be aggressive. And here, do I want to exchange the queens? Sure, why not? It has to be better for me. Queen c6, this is something that I like. Rook e1, now knight c5, let's start exchange a few pieces. Queen goes on d2, and now let's start to play on the king side. Queen e7, f5, okay, rook goes on c file. Knight e3, this was his idea, right? It's not so bad, but let's go on e1. c5, knight f3, okay. Just the other piece as well. Here, rook e4, okay, but I'm not sure how this will help him, so bishop goes there, rook goes on b8, knight f6, now this is the check, this is what I'm asking for, and here, queen goes to d7, g6, d4, rook d8, bishop h6, bishop f6, f5, g5, f3. Wow. Okay. Queen c3. Okay. Now this knight couldn't go anywhere. This knight is also, so I could get my king here. And here let's start to exchange the knight on e4. Or not. Not. Yeah, here I am behind in rook b8, a4. So this is my idea. Bishop on h6. Now knight picks on e4. Should be a good move, we'll see. Okay, now I could pick up this guy. And now I will start to use my forces on the king side. Okay, let's check him on b3. Let's get a bishop out. Queen goes there. Okay, my bishop is under attack, so I have to get my bishop back. Let's get him here. Rook d1. Now let's get this one. g4. Okay. Knight c5. Okay. Knight d3. Bishop g6. Okay, now this guy is hanging. Now this check is possible, but my queen is hanging. Yeah, this guy is extremely strong. I don't know, but you know, he plays so good. that not sure if I could do anything there. Wow, what a move. You see, now my queen is hanging. I could not go on d1 because the rook is on d file, and I couldn't go on d2 because also the rook will just pick up my queen. So it means that I have to go for knight g5. But I'm pretty lost here. Or I think that I should be there. Pretty lost. Okay, e5 is immediately there on the board, and let's go for f5. a5 creates a very big weaknesses there on the queen side, so now I will have a lot of the objects to start the attack on them. Here I will get queen on c5 and then on the queen side, and here I will just get everything on the queen side. Okay, now I have e4. After I protect my queen on c7, knight goes on f5, sure, why not? Let's pick up this guy. King goes there, and now okay, castle. So I have a better pawn structure, and we'll see from there. Here again, I'll start just to force some action there. Let's go a4, start open the position there. Let's get the bishop on d3 if we could, why not? a5, now king goes on f3 or on e3, even better, right? And now let's start to checkmate him on h file if it's possible at some moment. So let's go for king g7. Okay, then knight goes on f4, I'm sure. Bishop f3. Let's get this bishop. Knight c8. Now this guy will be weak. This guy could be weak potentially. So let's start to organize some quiet. Could I take on c6? Probably I could, because the rook is also hanging. So yeah, I'm probably winning there. Knight d5. Now this is possible. Okay. Bishop g4. Okay. I will not go for the main move, and here I just have to get my pieces on the best squares. What I want to do is to get this bishop out of there. So basically I think rook b1 at some point should be my main move, so I have to think about how to get this bishop out of this diagonal. It's not possible, so let's get a bishop first on f3, start with e4 and then start from there. Here let's get this bishop out from g4, b5, knight goes on f4, and after this move I have queen b5. Okay, queen goes there, queen goes on h5. Okay, here this guy on d5 is hanging at some point, so we'll see. And here I could pick up on b3. Let's get with the b pawn. Queen here, queen goes on h5, right? No, knight c6, rook c8 first. Knight c6, queen d7. Okay, let's pick up this knight. Queen e4. Wow. Okay. Knight e4. Is this the idea? Okay. Yeah, but you know, it's a double check. No, I'll just pick up this guy. Yeah, knight g3. Now I couldn't, you know. Yep. Sasha is tremendous player. 2000 only rating, but you know, he play extremely strong. To be honest, he outplayed me completely. So I don't have anything to go for. If I couldn't pick up this guy because, you know, it's a check, and I couldn't, you know, really force something like 96 because even this is possible. So I have to resign, and Sasha, you play extremely good game. Okay, 3d6, knight d6, and let's get a bishop back. We pick up the pawn and let's go back. Okay, now let's start to advance on the king side. Let's go for g4, h4, g5. Bishop goes to e3, and now queen b8 looks, you know, very good move. I just would like to prepare the advance. So here, rook c4, bishop g4, bishop e2, rook b1. Everything pretty standard. Now let's start picking the pawns there. A, B, A, B, rook a2. We would like to get some kind of the queen e7. Let's start getting the pawn on e4, knight e4. To be honest, it's very nice move, but knight f6. Castle. c3. Bishop d3. This is just a clear piece, so it should be resignable for him. Rook c1 here also is a clear pawn. And now, yeah, now I would like to get, you know, an established big center. Okay, bishop f6 will cover everything there. Rook f2, and now f4. G takes on f4, e takes on f4, rook f4, queen e5. And it should be bad for him. Rook f2. Interesting move. Now, the idea is to pick up the guy on f6, and then the rook is hanging on a2. So, yep, I have to be very precise. Probably I would like to get the rook back. Here. Bishop e4, knight goes on e6. Okay, rook a2, now knight d5 is a clever move because he couldn't pick up the knight. And here I provoke some kind of the weaknesses there, so now I could pick the pawn on a4. Okay, now just e4 is, you know, this is just the winning move. It should be. I'll castle here. Okay, and I'll go for, I don't want to get even c4 because then c5, and then after d5, knight d5 is possible. I would like just to get g3, bishop g2, and then f4. Rook c8 now. Okay, he makes some kind of a pressure on c4, but you know, not entirely sure how this will help him, especially because his pieces are badly placed. b6, queen d6, now knight d4, h4, okay, it makes sense, but h5, let's start stopping there, exchange on f4, rook f8, now check, I could pick up even this guy, why not, okay, I'll go somewhere, doesn't matter, here, g5. Yep, yeah, but now, you know, he's just in hopeless position. Let's try to checkmate him. d4. Okay. Okay. Let's start picking up some pawns. Why not? Okay, now I could go back. Start taking the other pawns there as well. Knight picks up here. Rook d4, rook c8. I'll pick up just everything there. And now c5, of course. Bishop d4, rook d7. Queen f4, no, e5 is possible, and it's very bad for him. King will just go on e2. So I have fewer pieces there, so okay. Okay, now I could go back on d4. Okay. Knight. Okay. And why not to get the queen on b6 now to stop everything, and just told him that he's gone, you know. Yep. Okay. This lose a piece. Wow, I didn't see that for a while. Knight f5. Now the rook is hanging. Now everything fall apart there. And here, after the exchange there, no, I'm just the pawn. I'm just the pawn up if I'm not doing something funny there. Okay, bc, bc. Knight e5. Okay, let's just try to exchange this guy, and I'll pick up just the clear piece there, so it should be resignable again for him. Could I bring the knight here? No, let's go here. Okay. Okay. G4. Now the king is there, so I could start some kind of the advantage on the other side there. And here, let's start play on the queen side. Yeah, so he just offered me everything. Check. Queen e5. d3. Okay. Okay. Okay, I wouldn't get the checkmate, I hope. Okay. And now let's get a queen there, probably here. Okay, a3, but this is, you know, just the play with the extra piece, it's very easy. Okay, rook goes on e6. Okay. Okay. Here. I make a blunder here, I think. Yeah, pretty big one. A4. A3. Queen Queen e7, King g7, Bishop d3. Wow. Oh, I couldn't go for that, right. Let's get an eye there. Yeah, here this guy will be weak for always. h5, of course. King goes on h8. h4. Why not pick up? h5 just to stop everything there. And here, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that it's very bad for him. Okay, a5 to fix the weaknesses there, king g1, and now I should find a way how to get this bishop into play. f5, f4 looks tempting. I don't know, but I will. Let's try. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, now everything will be, just weak. But we'll see. Queen d1. h6. Knight a4. What is this for the move? Okay. Now we have to pick up this guy. e4. Now let's go for here. Let's get a knight on f4. And let's get for h4. g4. Okay. Okay. Rook here. Queen c7, rook d1. Should be better for me. Let's try to fix this guy. Pick up this guy. e5, Queen e4. Okay. Okay, now let's start some actions there. b5, of course. Bishop b2. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, and I have a bunch of very interesting positions here. Okay. Knight takes on g4. Yep. Knight d7. How to get this pawn? Check here. Check. h4. Wow. Do I have a piece here? So So it has to be something very fast. Okay. Rook b1 is pretty slow. Knight c5. Okay, his knight jumps here and there, but doesn't do anything seriously. So yeah, let him jump. Queen f3. Now I will get my knight on the better square. No, here. King f3, king f5, rook a4, of course. Yeah, nice move. Nice one. Okay. Okay. C3. Bishop g4. f3 check. Okay, now how to get this guy? What is happening now? Now the rook is hanging. Okay, let's go here. Yeah, this should be winning again. Here, obviously with a piece. Here I'll go back. Knight g2. Okay. Now e4 or c4. It's very tempting to see. Let's try with c4. Check. Okay, now could I go for here and now f5? So I'm here clearly behind in time. This could make problems for me. Of course, I'll take this guy, I'll take this guy. Probably this will end as a draw, but okay, here. Now I have the coordination between the pieces, so let's start. No, it's again the checkmate. I'm after this one. So f5 it's not the best move, I'm sure. Okay, g4. I'll pick up this guy. Okay, now let's go for h5. No, I will not pick up the draw here because, okay, there are kind of a position which check. Let's play for a little bit longer. Okay, f5, okay, g4, knight f5, f6, f4. We'll see, it's not always a draw because, you know, obviously in the opposite color bishops there is a lot of a play like here. Okay, I'm completely winning, but at some point you could get... We'll see. Yeah, this should be a draw here. Check. Okay. Okay. And now let's start to attack there. So let's bring the knight back. 97 now. This one is hanging, but let's go here. Okay. But where this knight will go? I'm pretty skeptic about these jumps that he makes. Yeah, but this is just, extra rook there. So it should be resignable. Here, no, I could pick up this guy. Pick up even with a knight. It's also very strong, I'm pretty sure. Obviously, he will have a lot of problems with the pieces there. But let's pick up with a knight. It's even better, I think. Okay, now. Okay. Probably will end as a draw here. E4, king g4. Let's try. Here I'm just, a piece up, so it shouldn't be so big deal. And b4. I could pick up just everything there. Knight e8. No, what I'm doing, how on earth? Wow. I made such a big blunder. Okay, now king g4. Now he'll be on the passive side, knight g4, okay. Yeah, this is just a draw. No, here he makes a problem for himself, I think. Okay, here, what is this? Obviously nothing, so let's start to checkmate him. Bishop f3. What now? Okay, obviously doesn't allow him to checkmate me, so let's go for bishop f3 now. Okay. 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 Check. This will be tricky to play. Wow, I make a... Wow, what a blunder. Check. Check, could resign. Yep, now I have many extra pawns there, here. This will be a draw probably. Okay. Knight a4, okay, here is just one check, so I'll go here, I'll go... What a miss. How I could make such a bad move. Yeah, this should be a draw. So, I'm not sure why he doesn't resign here, but okay. And here also it's kind of resignable position because I have extra material with very slim chances for him to get anywhere. Here bishop g7 is not understandable to me at all. Okay. Okay, let's pick up this guy. Bishop f7, king h8. Yeah, it's a draw. But here it's not clear. Okay. What a move! Really nice. Now I couldn't pick this guy. Could I take with a knight there and then a3? Or king f3? Knight, a3. Knight, knight, bishop. Only this works, I think. Okay, check. We'll see. This should be a checkmate somehow and somewhere. So let's start to checkmate him. Yeah, this obviously is a draw, so. And here it has to be a checkmate, so here. And I offer a draw here as a clear offer because it should be a draw here. Knight e7, I don't understand this guy at all here. What I miss here, I'm not again entirely sure. Okay. Now I could get knight before in. Maybe it will be a draw, but not sure. Okay. It's checkmate, so pretty much win. Here I'll pick up everything again. Yep. d6 and knight e4. a5, bishop e2, bishop g6. Okay. e5, g2, f6, bishop c6. Yeah, this will end as a draw. Knight f3, knight f6. g5, I couldn't pick up this guy because this will pin my rooks. Again, very nice trick, so I have to go back. And here, not sure. Okay. Yeah. This is a draw again, so I make a couple of extreme blunders, and especially in the game like this, usually what you do is to get punished for that bad play, so it happens to me also here. Okay, but here a very interesting endgame arrived, and we'll see what happens. Okay, here I have a clear rook. Here I have the problem with conversion, but h4, queen h4 is a check. Okay, this is the check. Knight f3. Let's get a bishop there. Let's pick up this guy with check. So, okay, okay, okay. Queen d4 is the nice move. And here let's try to checkmate him. Obviously. Yeah, this is the dreaming scenario for me, so I just have to find a way how to put all of the pieces there into play. So rook f7. Yeah, I was thinking about a check, but let's go for e3. I don't really believe at some moment this is incredible. So this kind of a play, I don't know how they managed to do that, but it's extreme quality of play. Glitchy, who is this? I don't know, but he plays, extremely good again. So now my knight is pinned. I couldn't take on c5. If he pick up this pawn on d4, I'm probably, in the resignable move. So I have to be sure that this guy is, extremely strong. So he probably has a lower rating as he obviously is worth, because, yeah. What to do? He offered me a draw. To be honest, it's quite a fair result, because I could start, doing some weird things, but not sure if this is good. I could go for king h5, which is kind of the odd way to be involved here, but it's not something that is really hard to punish, because how I will be punished there, it's not clear. So let's start to do some weird things, and here he will suffer for sure. Check. Okay, okay. Knight goes here. Now let's start to checkmate him. Okay. Yeah, this guy is also. Oh, it's Jim. Yeah, he play always very nice. So yeah, here also he outplayed me. So I'll have to fight for the equality there for a long time. Jimmy makes clear problems for me again. As usual, I have to say it's a very nice guy, and I really like and enjoy into play with him. So yeah, here, don't know. If I pick up this guy, is this a draw? Because no, probably not, because I'll stay with the 2 pawns there. Now if I go here, let's try. I could not lose. I don't see how I will lose this game. So if I go here, he'll go here, and then I'll go here, and he could pick up this guy. This could be the problem for me. So king h5, rook h3, king g4, queen h6, and then yeah, it's just the draw here. Knight a3, I'll just not allow him to get on b5. Yeah, Jim, I know you pretty much outplay me. This is resignable, and here this is just a draw, so okay. I agree with you, it's a draw. Okay. This is just, you know, play with the rook and the piece down. It's not obviously a nice thing, but you know, you have to play at some point. So knight c2, rook g7. Clearly, I would like to checkmate him. We'll see what will happen here. Okay. Now, I just don't want to take this guy. I could even go for g4, but he has a lot of a move, so he could pick up on g3, he could go for h4, so eventually he just could go for many moves. You have to be here cautious, just not to get into the stalemate. So this is the only, or the last, you know, try for black, but obviously this is just the checkmate in the next move, so it's not enough for him. Here I will get kind of the advantage, and here eventually what will happen is that I'll be probably completely dead. But could I do something or not? It's just a question here. I could go for knight before. It looks like, you know, the only chance for me, but probably it's not enough here. I will just exchange everything, and after g3 he offers me a piece which I would like to take, even if I have to sacrifice my queen. I'll just pick up the pawn. Here is the checkmate, so it's nice. And we have only 3-6 games here, yeah. Probably we are good in almost all of them. Only one is kind of weird, to be honest. Only here we have clear problems against the Jim, as usual, to be honest. So Jim is quite a strong player and a very, very nice guy, so yeah. Three of my friends are online. One of them is incredible, Daltanius. So hi Lorenzo, if you are here. He is also extremely, extremely nice guy, great player, and even better, you know, humans. So yeah, King g4. So hi to Lorenzo if he is here. Yeah, here. It has to be, I think, the winning scenario for me, because I have 2 extra pawns. If I, you know, lose one of them, potentially it could be the problem, but I don't see how he will take him from me. So yeah, rook c5 looks quite promising, but okay. Now b3 is of course the movement. Never mind. How he saw now this idea, not sure, but okay. Yep, okay, I'll try to escape from this. Now, could I start, you know, let's try. I have to try to, you know, get a draw there. Yep, I'm just dead. Glitch, dear Glitch, if you look at the stream, I have to admit that you completely outplay me. It's not, you know, so easy, but you managed to do that quite nicely. So, yep, congratulations. Now, check. Okay, this is the piece, so queen f3, king g3. now we'll see. I don't know, you know, there are 2 pawns for me, but there is obviously some interesting way of white to go for white to go for, so we'll see. It's not easy, of course, for me to win, but yeah, I'll try here. Yeah, I get the lost position. Here I have to get a check. Now the idea is to get for this one, and here I could resign to Jim, I think, because it's too many of a material that he managed to get there, so probably I'm completely lost. Yeah. Those 2 pawns are really easy to promote, so Jim, I resign to you. 1, and again, extremely good game, so yeah, Jim, congratulations. So we have 3 more games to go. Here we kind of check white king, and we have the position where if I manage somehow to save both of the pawns, the game is and should be winning. For instance, like here. So now I will get the rook on f2, and probably I think that I should be winning, because with the 2 extra pawns, when I get my king and eventually I will get my king closer to the pawns, should be winning position for me. Especially because this king is also now cut on the 2nd rank, so my king is pretty much as good as could be. I will improve the position of the rook later on when I protect the pawn on f4, get the king there, maybe even on f3, start to get the rook on probably a2 or even h2, and then, you know, just checkmate the king or promote the queen. At some moment it should be enough for a win there for sure. And the 2nd position is here, which is also obviously completely winning for me, because it's, yeah, here is just easy win, I think, now for me. Because, okay, if white managed to cut my king, here this is not the case, because, you know, I will probably very easy get the king there, and nothing will happen. Here, what is here the idea? Here I'm just the pawn down, so it's not such a big deal. If I take the pawn on h6, what will happen? Why not? Okay, let's try. Yeah, this glitch completely outplayed me, but now it's not, I think, you know, extra easy, so we'll see. Okay, but I'll bring this king here. Now those pawns probably could, you know, win even without the king, because when I get the rook on g2 and then start with f3, even without the king, those pawns has to be, you know, enough. So it should be a clear win for me. Six. Now I have enough. Now I will pick up this bishop there, and then go for h4, and okay, this should be draw pretty easily. I don't see how he will, you know, get anything there, especially because we have the pawns on both of the flanks. I have a bishop, so, and here also I have to be winning for sure. So here, what is now the idea is to get rook g2 and then potentially go for f3 or go for rook g5 and then king f5 and king g4. And in both of the cases it should be pretty much fairly easy for me to win. Here, what is my idea is to get the king closer, so king d4. Now when the king is on the d4, it should be, you know, extremely easy to win here also. So king f1, rook g5, king f5, and the game is just over. In those positions, there is only important to see, spot, and understand the plans that he wants to make. So here, for instance, what is white idea is to stop black from continuing with the pawns there, and what is the black idea is to get the king closer and then promote the pawn or start checkmating this king, which is kind of on the ugly place placed on the first rank. So yeah, here this will end as a draw probably. So I make a pretty nice result. I was completely dead, so this guy outplay me, radically. I don't really know how, but yeah, pretty much I was completely dead. Here I managed to make a draw, so. And now I have this, rook g5, now I will improve the position of the king, and yeah, from there it's quite easy. So only the idea is important, nothing really else, because, yeah. So it's threefold repetition, and we are getting the last game. So let's see how good our technique is, and will I manage, to win a brutal force with both of those pawns there. I'm pretty sure that I will, but we'll see. Okay. Okay, rook goes there, now my king could start marching, or this should be a good move. No, let's see. This guy. We'll see how good our, technique is. Yep. Okay, and now I will go for rook e6, just to get a king on e4. Because then I will have f3, and then e2, and then it's just the promotion and the game is over. Now we'll get I could get, even the king on g4, but then king goes to e2, and what will happen is that he could start block me. But yeah, rook e7, and then I'm right in time to get on d2. Yep, so here. No. Here, here, here. No, let's go here. I'll go here now, eventually. Or here, doesn't really matter. Just to go for the rook d2 if he gets the king on e2. This is only what I, yeah, wants to make, so we'll see. He has a lot of a time there, so he's on kind of a 21 minutes. I'm pretty behind. Yeah, and now let's go here. Now it's enough, I think. Now if he gives me a check, now I will just get here, and he couldn't really, force me not to get on f3, which is kind of a motive which I waiting for. Now e2 and e1, and it is the queen. Eventually is quite easy win. So yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with my technique here. So at some point I could make a lot of a problem for myself, but here, yeah, it's just, you know, easy win. Now, whatever I do, it's not really relevant because with the king on f3, it's quite easy win. If king goes there, I could go here and then f3, f2. It's 2 pawns. This is win. Probably even with one, okay, it's clearly not easy to win against all of those checks, but with both of the pawns, every single endgame should be win for black, so yeah. Yeah, now it's all over. Check here or here. Here is better. Now he has to go here and then e2, and yeah, it's over. It's resignable for sure. And yeah, yeah, but dear Gandrioli, you play pretty okay. Okay, make a kind of a few of mistakes there, but all in all, it was pretty nice game, and you managed to make a lot of a trouble for me. So yeah, but here you can't really, you know, stop both of the pawns from winning. So yeah, back for the simul. So yeah, it was quite a nice day. I hope for you guys. I managed to win 17 games, draw 4 of them, and lose quite nicely 2 of them. So Jim, as usual, make standard pressure on me and eventually managed to even win in the position which was slightly better for me and then for him. Sasha Gusev 2-6 was one of the players which managed to win against me together with Jim. Of course, he managed to use a great technique, but this game, you know, I was completely outplayed. So from the beginning, okay, I used those kind of the lines which are, you know, are very double-edged. But for instance, here he found this move which is quite unusual, and it's a very nice move. So 94, after which yeah, after which when I take on e4, probably I have to do that. I have a problem with my queen, so it's the standard way of getting, you know, very nice pressure against someone who make those kind of a blunders. And now after rook d8, yeah, my queen was on c1, and eventually we have, you know, you know, this is kind of a, okay, I make here a big blunder probably somewhere around here 94, yeah, but if not 94, what I could do, I could bring the check on b5 according to the computer, but I'm 6 below, and it's quite easily for win for black. So, and then the end, which you don't see often, so yeah, just, you know, crash me through. So it was very nice game. And then this game against Jim was slightly better, and to be honest, he makes the mistake around here. So Jim, when I pick up this guy and then pick on c5, okay, the computer will say black is even maybe slightly, yeah, 0.2 ahead because you have a bishop pair, but it's kind of a motive for me almost always to play against this guy on d5. And here eventually somewhere when I manage to exchange those few pieces, you go for a6, which is kind of a nice move. But you know, here I have, okay, I went for a5 and make a couple of inaccuracies, which was extremely bad. But what has to be here, my idea is to went just for rook d1 and then get a queen back, probably somewhere, I don't know, here, and get everything on the d file together on the d4 square. Then I will have extra pressure on this pawn for always. For instance, if I went immediately for here, you went for a rook e4, I'll go for here, and then I will start to build up with queen c2, rook d3, rook d1, and then some. So I'll have, you know, pretty standard pressure. It's not, you know, kind of a lost position for black, of course, but I have slight plus, which I will go for, you know, and torture you for an hours. Yeah, I'm better. I'm not, you know, clearly better. It's optical position where white is slightly better. It's nothing, you know, unusual, but probably it's enough, you know, to torture someone for an hours, and I like those positions. So yeah, but a5 was clearly a very bad move because I make a weakness for myself. The pawn on a4 is not weak because, you know, queen here could, you know, protect him, and the rook on d4 eventually will exchange a pair of rooks if I have to. But yeah, you have the isolated pawn, which, by the way, it's not so weak, but yeah, you have uncomfortable position. That's right. This is the first thing. And then the second thing is try to remember that if you have the isolated pawn, in order to get the equality, it's pretty, you know, good for you to get the minor pieces, because if you kind of think here that we have 2 or 3 minor pieces on the board, pawn on d5 is hardly, you know, weak because it's very hard to attack him. But with the rooks especially, and with the combination of the queen, I could make a lot of a noise against this pawn, and this is kind of the strategical position where white will be better for always. So yeah, if I went for something like this, I'll probably, you know, torture you for an hour. So it's a better way how I play, and, you know, yeah, after a5 this is kind of a position which is not better for white at all, because now I have the weak pawn on a5, which you could, you know, also start attack. So yeah, even though if I pick up this guy for some time, there will be, you know, enough for you to get the clear position there. And now I make here the final mistake. So what I have to do there is just to go probably for queen d2, for queen d4, and I'll get a complete equality, even maybe slightly better position again, because if you pick up here, I could just go for h4 or even g4, and I will go for e4 in the next move. What I do here is, yeah, it was completely you know, unpleasant for me, because eventually now I couldn't take with the pawn on d5, which I like, because rook c1 and queen d1, and I'm dead. So yeah, this was nice move for you, and unfortunately for me, I find myself into a very tough position where I didn't hold on, and you managed to get very nice win. So congratulations, it was very nice game. You were better by just took advantage of the back rank. Yeah, very good. So you use a clear motive, you lose my back rank, you know, disadvantage in order to win, and it's quite a nice win. Yeah. So thank you very much, guys, for being with me today. I would like to, you know, try to be here tomorrow around the same time. So from 6:30, 7 o'clock, it will be the time which will be fine for me, I hope, and I hope that you will be with me again. So I would like to once again say hi to all. It was very entertaining for you and for me, guys, to be here with you. So take care and see us together tomorrow. Take care.